Hey everyone, it's Fim over here. If you want to keep updated with the latest from Maroon Talk, make sure to like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel. You may also follow us on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Anchor, Pocket Casts, Breaker, Overcast, and Radio Public. UP5! Welcome to Maroon Talk, the only segment dedicated for anything and everything UP fighting Maroons. I'm Fim Moran, batch 2010 from UP Los Baños.
Gondola, batch 2010, UP Diliman.
I'm Piel Ordonez, batch 2011 from UP Diliman.
I'm Toby Yama, batch 2010 UPLB, 2011 UP Manila.
And I'm Diego DARIO, batch 2014 UPIS, 2014 60876.
Hey!
Yes! What's up?
Memorize.
What's up? It's all welcome to the show, Diego Dario, everyone. Yeah!
Yes.
Thank you for joining us today. It's
Guys, for having me.
actually si Bright. We've been trying to contact him since like last week. Pero so sana kasabay kayo mag-guest for this episode eh. Pero we'll schedule Bright for some other time, no? So right now, kwento mo naman kami, Jeg. How have you been? What have you been doing lately in the past few months?
Well, wala, canceled yung PBA. So, it's just basically just working out here at home, trying to stay in shape. So, I invested in mga weights equipment. Parang I have a home gym na so that I don't have to go out of the house just to work out. And then, I found like a private court, so I do my workouts there. Then, ano pa ba? I set up a donation drive for our frontliners, so I was able to donate to 7 different hospitals. But that was back when it was still ECQ.
Oh yeah, I think I saw that as well.
Yeah, kasi now we have trainings na, small group trainings for the PBA, so I don't really have time to parang monitor the donation drive. So I ended it na, I think like 2 months ago or a month ago. Something like that. And then what else? Wala, dude, like, I've been doing podcasts then, so I've been trying to be available then with, may mga invites and all. So
Yeah.
just trying to connect with other people.
Yes, actually, I saw na you were guested with Jello and Jarrell, which we had as well, actually. Before you guys entered yung standing room only last week. I actually watched that. There's actually one question I want to ask you later. So we can discuss that. But for now, siguro let's talk about your student life muna in UPIS and UP Diliman.
Okay.
You started in UPIS, I would suppose, 2010. Tama ba?
Yeah.
First year.
Yeah.
That's when we graduated from high school. Kami apat. Sige, talk to us through how you entered UPIS. Was it your decision, your parents' decision, ganyan? And how was it? Did you have like?
It started in my dad used to parang let me join different camps, basketball camps. He knew some coaches from UP, from Ateneo. So I went to a camp in Ateneo, tapos coaches saw me there, so they told me to try out for UPIS. So I was still in Community of Learners. That's where I studied for grade school. Tapos, I tried out for UPIS. And then, honestly, I wasn't even able, hindi dapat ako matatanggap for the team. I was like 5'1". I was 5'1" when I tried out. But I kind of had skill na, dribbling and all that. Pero I was really small. So I wasn't really expecting to. I tried my best, but I didn't really expect to parang get into the team. But luckily, I passed the test, the exam. So I passed. Usually there are laterals for UPIS, so they take in VAAS, meaning varsity people, and then lateral, meaning I think top 6 who entered the test, who took the test.
Mm-hmm.
Parang usually there are different open slots every year. So that year there were 6 slots. Luckily, I got the 4th spot. So I didn't even have to be varsity to enter UPI. Kasi I passed the test, so I can just be a regular student no high school. Then, yeah, that's how it started. And then first year I got cut. Like I said, I was 5'1". I was 5'1". So I got cut my first year. Mga teammates ko nun, they recruited a bunch of 6-footers, mga big guards and all that. So when I found out na I got cut, syempre I cried because I really love basketball. That was my goal, to play at least in the UAAP kahit juniors lang. I wasn't even thinking of playing UAAP college or like PBA, diba? Parang that was a long-term dream. Pero yeah, so I got cut and then I cried. I didn't even go home right away after that practice. So our practice ended at mga 8. I got home na mga 11 or 12. I had a driver eh. Umuwi na siya kasi nagalit na siya. I wasn't going home. My dad had to pick me up. I'm sitting out, sitting by myself sa CHK.
Sa CHK, I was gonna ask ka saan eh.
That was in CHK. So imagine like a 5'1", 13-year-old kid. Nandun lang. So my dad had to pick me up. I was crying. And then he told me next year, don't give them a reason to cut you. So that stuck into my mind. Then basically parang naging Mamba mentality yung ano ko nun eh, nangyari nun. Parang what I did was I made sure I got 8 to 9 hours of sleep every night just to know, para lang, ma-maximize yung nagtumangkad ako, diba? Then I ate right. I never ate chips or soda my whole high school life.
Wow.
Wow.
I woke up at 5 almost every morning to do road work in UP before going to class. Tapos, I wasn't even allowed to train with the Team A that time. So, while they were training sa Court 1 ng CHK, I was training with my dad sa Court 2. So, imagine the team training, I was doing my own training separately. So, for after class, I would do that. And then, same again, I would sleep at 8, wake up at 5. Dude, like every single day for the one whole year. Next year, I grew. I was 5'7" na. So, I grew 6 inches in a year. It worked. The 8 hours a day work, the diet work and all that. And I made sure I passed all my classes para wala na talagang, reason for them to cut me. And then from that point on, dude, like, my high school career just, parang, it just went up, up, up until I got invited to the national team.
Yeah.
We started winning, and then, yeah.
This was under Coach Alan Gregorio, if I'm not mistaken, no? Tama ba?
My first year, Coach Chappie Calianta.
Yeah.
So
he coached you guys?
Yeah.
Oh, he was the head coach of UPIS that time?
Yeah, my first year.
Okay.
So, until now, I'm super grateful for Coach Chappie for cutting me. Kasi kung di na, I don't think I'm gonna have this kind of work ethic. And then next year was Coach Nick Jorge, if you know him.
So you went back.
Yeah. And then I think he saw my potential, so he started using me in the games. And then si Coach Allen talaga yung pinaka nakakita ng potential ko. Like, when he got into the team, he really used me. Started using me as a 2-guard because he knew I could score. Then my senior year, he started teaching me how to play point guard. Running all the plays, making the right decisions. Lucky din ako kay Coach Allen eh. He wasn't even, siguro at mga 37 to 38 minutes ako per game. So, 2
Oh, bro.
So, lucky din. Certain na ako kay Coach Allen.
And you were with Juan and Javi, right?
Yeah,
UPIS.
dude, my senior year, rookie year ni Juan, I knew Juan was gonna be special. I really knew. Pero that time, same kami ng story. He was so small. He was as tall as me lang his first year. So 5'7", 5'8" lang siya.
He was really thin, right?
He was so thin, yeah. But I knew he had skill. But what parang told me na he was gonna be special was after practice, ako lagi yung extra work, last guy to leave the gym. Dude, si Juan, hindi siya alis until I leave.
Damn.
So ako nasa kabilang court, he's really gonna wait for me to end doing extra work. Sabi ko, grabe tong guy. Like, rookie na to. I knew he was gonna be special. And then, I think first year niya, he played well na eh. He played back to me na. I think he was averaging 7-8 points per game na ng rookie year. So, that's really special. If you guys notice UAAP, usually rookie
Yeah.
first year people don't really get used or don't really unless you're a phenom. So I
Yeah,
knew he was
yeah.
a phenom that time.
It's yung gap niya is like around 3 years, no?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
he was a
Sila
freshman year.
Happy and Joe, they were they were doing residency. So di ko
From
sila
Ateneo.
practice lang.
Ateneo.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting. Say, bros, you have any questions, Zoe, Toby, PL, for Diego? At least for the UPIS days, or sige, go ahead.
So, ikaw ba were you always the smallest guy on the court? During your games from high school to college to the PBA, ikaw ba palagi yun?
Relatively. Siyempre, high school, may ibang teams na may mga maliliit din. Pero, I was always the smallest guy on the court. Pero nung high school, honestly, medyo di ko pa feel kasi usually the big men at that time was like mga 6'3", big men na yun, 6'4".
Yeah, oh.
Now, bro, like, they're 6'8", 6'9", mga 7. Kai Soto played in the juniors. So, different story na yun eh. So, medyo swerte din yung batch ko na wala pa masyadong matatangkad. So, I think I was a scoring leader ng fourth year. I don't think that would happen kung may mga
7 foot na big man.
High school.
Yeah, tama. Oh, I can relate. I played in season 71. 72.
Okay. Diba? Mga maliliit pa lang yung mga big men.
Yeah, our biggest guy was... We had Arnold Van Opsel back then. So he was the tallest guy ever.
Yeah.
So at least for the juniors at that time. No? So, pero yeah, I get what Diego's saying na when it comes to high school, yung big men talaga hindi pa masyadong big men as you compare to the seniors level. So siguro nga, let's head on over to your seniors games naman. Seniors years, kumbaga. Heading into UP, how was it? Did you try out? Did they get you? What was the situation back then when you entered going along with Jello, Jarrell, and Paul?
Actually, si Jello 1 year ahead siya. Jarrell was my batch. So,
okay. Si Jello pala nag-team B pa, no?
Nag-team B pa siya 1 year. Tapos, UP was getting me. So, they recruited me. Di na ako nag-open tryout. So, said if you want to go to UP, you're welcome to. You just have to earn your spot. But after my stint with the national team and after my senior year in UP and after my mga all-star high school games, I got a lot of calls for different schools, NCAA, UAP. But what I really parang kind of wanted to was go to Ateneo that time. So I trained with Ateneo 1-2 years. And Coach Bo was the coach there. So, medyo parang grabe rin yung story na he went to UP na he was na parang I trained in Ateneo for like a month or 2. And then same thing, parang what happened in high school, I passed the test in Ateneo. So I was like, oh my God, like baka pwede ako mag-Ateneo and stuff like that. But then they had a lot of point guards na we call this blue chip sila. Hubert Cani, Pingoy, that was the year. That was the year. And then, that was the year din na meron yung 2-year residency rule.
Yeah,
So, I was
from another school.
But I didn't want to take 2 years off before playing, diba? So, for me, it wasn't a hard decision. I went to UP na. It was my home. I was so parang at home na with, UP, the Akad Oval, the way UP system works. I knew the players from UP already, sila Mikey, sila. Like, high school pa lang, they were already telling me to go to UP. So it wasn't really a hard decision.
It was a smooth transition for you.
Yeah.
Oh. Even your student life ba? I would suppose, no? Kasi it was pretty much the same for you.
Yeah. Kasi UPIS is the same. You do your own enrollment. Although fixed na yung schedule, pero it's the same thing. Like, you're gonna pay, parang enlist, pay, stuff like that. You have to post advice and things like that. It's the same. So it was so easy for me. Like, I knew where to go. I knew where the OUR was. I knew where Cal was. I knew where AS was. So it was easy for me to adjust. So
when we were interviewing Jello and Jarrell, it was like us. Kami nila Enzo, kami nila Toby when we were like enrolling. Kasi it was a totally different environment from how it was no high school namin.
Yeah.
Pero
it's like private schools.
Culture shock.
Private school eh.
Different, no?
Yung mga kwento na Jello.
Play lang, okay na.
Yeah.
Talaga.
All you have to do is show up and like go to class. Then when it comes to UP, it's totally different environment. So wala pala tayong makuha kay Diego ng mga ganong kwento, no? So ayun.
Ano bang
Sir, mga...
I knew people pa nga eh. So, parang, I didn't even, well, I lined up pa rin. It was still, I don't think anyone can skip that part of enrollment in UP. Pero, yeah.
Pero at least for you, you're already expecting it eh, di ba? Yung ganong type of hassle to get your classes, you know. I mean, and you took up, sorry, what's your degree program? Tourism, all throughout.
Yeah,
all throughout. Okay.
Sa labas pa siya, AI.
Tatawid ka pa ng...
Tatawid.
Baka may story ka dyan. I mean, kasi yung bridge sa'yo malapit sa CHK, di ba? So, is it, all your classes had to be there talaga?
All
after
majors.
your GE?
All majors. GEs, syempre, sa AS, sa Cal. So, then my first year, sobrang hassle. I didn't have a car.
Okay.
So I had to walk.
But you live near lang?
I lived near Teachers Village lang. So
Okay.
Nearby lang. Pero, you know, I had to sometimes walk. Syempre, may driver pa rin, pero I didn't drive my own car. So, going to UP, syempre, hahatid. Pero, inside UP, I had to walk, jeep, and stuff like that. Yung hassle dun, AIT ako eh. So, I went to AIT, let's say, first class ko, 7 a.m. AIT.
Yeah.
Then next class, 8:30 AS.
Where?
So,
AS?
So, I had to walk all the way. Hindi pala walk, jog or sprint. So, yung mga early morning jog ko na
high school. Ginagawa mo na high school.
Medyo sabi ko, buti na lang, nag-jogging ako early morning. Kasi, I really had to sprint and jog kasi yung next class ko was yung parang cast, tapos medyo strict yung prof with attendance. I would get into class, sobrang pawis na. Okay lang, bahala na, I have to do this. Tapos, this is the best part. After that class, I had to go back to AIT. Kasi
what?
So I had to go back again. So imagine, para ayoko mag-wait ng jeep eh.
Okay.
Although kung may jeep, syempre, I'll go na. Pero yung, minsan ang tagal, especially yung Toki, kailangan mo bumalik puntang CHK. So lakad na lang ako. Inaano ko pa yun eh. I didn't want to walk yung all the way na Akad Oval. Alam mo yung parang sa gitna ng parang may forest.
Yeah.
Yan.
Hypotenuse. Yun yung iniisip natin. Dapat dito na lang. Kahit parang pangit nung minsan ganun. You gotta do what you gotta do. So,
yeah.
Grabe yung first year na yun. Parang pagdating ko ng practice, sa sakit na ng legs. Parang wala na
yan. Workout ka na yan. Nag-workout
warm up.
Before you even got to practice.
Kaya palang bilis mo eh.
Wala ka bang teammate na same course mo during your time?
My batch wala.
Kasabay mo? Wala.
I was alone.
Okay.
I was really alone.
That's why.
Kung pwede, sabay ako. Pag mga GE, meron ako mga classmates na teammates, so pwede ako sumabay. Si Jarrell had a car eh. So,
okay.
Sumasabay ako dun pag GE. Yeah.
Pag meron.
Pag meron. Pero pag wala, lakad tayo. So,
yun na ba pinakamalayong class mo from AIT, AS? Wala kang AIT math, kunyari.
Meron ako one type, math.
Yan, maganda.
Classic eh. Math
Yun talagang sobrang layo.
Pero yun, pwede kasi i-jeep eh. So parang, medyo di ko
mas madali.
Pero na-experience ko na nalakarin yung whole thing na yun. Kasi,
damn.
Nakalimutan ko yung wallet ko. And I didn't want to take advantage of the jeepney driver. So sabi ko, wala akong pong bayad, lakad na lang ako.
So bumaba ka ng jeep?
Di na ako
sumakay. Hindi pa nakasakay.
Yeah, so from AIT straight to math, lakad na lang.
And grabe yun Ikaw pa Enzo, may ganong experience. Sa LB madaming ganyan kasi malayo talaga.
Ang experience ko is
Yeah.
From duckpin bowling papuntang math. Na magkasunod. Parang 12 to 1 duckpin bowling. 1 to 2:30 math. So tuwing pasok ako sa math, gano'n din, pawis na pawis din ako. Pero nag-jeep ako kasi mas matagal kung maglalakad ako eh.
Pero maganda dyan, tanghalian tapat.
Sobrang pawis na pawis ka pagpasok Oo, yun pa. Ito pa yun.
Dapat siya. Okay, yan yung mga... I'm sure maraming UP students ganyan yung experience, diba? It comes every SEM. Maliban sa SEM ngayon, kasi nga, puro virtual tayo ngayon. So, hopefully, the freshies right now, this year, would still get to experience that type of experience sa UP. Okay, and you entered, Jegs, the seniors team under coach, correct me if I'm wrong, Ray Madrid?
Coach Ray.
Tama ba? And sila Jello told us already the story from Coach Ray to Coach Renzi. So we'll just validate those stories from you as well.
Ano yung mga sinabi nila, Jen?
Sabi nila Jello, under Coach Ray naman daw, okay yung samahan nyo. He was like a father figure to you guys. Tama ba? So, kumbaga, they really enjoyed that type of, that team when you guys were rookies. Tell us more about that. How did you feel as a rookie back then under Coach Ray?
Well, that's true. He was a father figure. He was, parang everything was fresh. So, as a rookie, you would really enjoy everything that's happening in the court and off the court. So, Coach Ray, he wasn't really into mga X's and O's. You know, he was medyo old school. He would, mga old school yung drills. Pero we would enjoy it. Like, grabe yung competition sa practice. Like, I remember Mikey Reyes.
Yeah.
He was my senior. So, siya yung starter, ako yung backup. Grabe yun. Like, tina-trash talk niya ako as a rookie. So, grabe kung, si Mikey, parang angas. Sobrang angas si Mikey nun eh. So,
yeah.
He'd always trash talk me in practice, ganyan-ganyan. Tapos, there's just one thing pala, nakalimutan ko sabihin with Mikey. Before entering and committing to UP, nalaman niya na I was training with Ateneo.
Okay.
So, biglang nung nalaman niya yun, tinawag niya yung mga seniors. Sabi niya, Mo, JR, I heard Diego's training with Ateneo. Basta, sabihin ko lang dito pag nakalaban natin to, titirahin natin. Mag-UP na nga lang ako. So, after that, when I got into training, sabi ko, di naman pala naninira to si Mikey. So, very clean guy. Di siya naninira. He's not into that type of, hindi siya parang palaban. He's not really physical, more on skills.
He's really fast. Since Greenhills days, so.
Yeah, so, linoko lang ako ng mga to. So, and then ano pa ba? We had very unorthodox practices there that time. So, meron kami mga drills na you can't dribble.
Okay.
Yeah, and then you had to do 3-man weave na behind the back pass. All behind the back pass. So, shout out to Coach Ray. It was a fun year. Fun year with Coach Ray. Then, there's just one time pa. Nakwento ko na rin ata to nung parang catch up kami with the seniors. There was one time, Ensoy Asilum knocked me out in practice.
What do you mean?
As in knockout ako, as in faint. For like a quick 5 seconds. Kasi the drill was, parang ibabato ni Coach Ray yung ball, tapos you had numbers. Alam niyo, yung parang, yung agawan pa nyo, let's say, number 1 or number 2.
Okay.
Coach Ray would throw the ball, paunahan kayo sa ball, and then you had to make a basket.
Kabilang court.
Okay.
Kabilang court or sa same court. Or sometimes you would parang put it on the floor lang, ganun.
Okay.
You have to run like so many times.
Mm-hmm.
So, sobrang competitive, like nagsasakitan na and stuff like that. So when it was me and Soy, parang I dove for the ball, tas parang he dove onto me.
Mm-hmm.
So nakuha niya yung ball, I stole the ball from him, tas I think I tried to shoot it, na-rebound ulit. Hindi siya maka-rebound, I was always getting the, I don't know why. Out of nowhere, when I got the rebound, biglang there was like parang he just clotheslined me out of nowhere na parang box out daw. Pero yeah, I love Soy. Pero like, when that happened, in season pa yun in season. So, imagine doing that in season, I got knocked out.
But you actually remember what happened. So hindi ka naman, when you woke up, alam mong that happened.
When I woke up, I went straight to Soy, like, I wanted to fight him.
How did the coaches react when that happened?
Dude, wala silang reaction. Like, they were like, okay lang, wala lang. Tapos,
Sige,
syempre,
go.
the teammates, they would separate us. Yung
Yeah.
mga teammates yung nag-separate sa amin. Pero, Coach Ray wanted that kind of competition eh. Yung mga first round of that year, he wasn't really using me. And then second round, when that incident happened, na parang he saw me na I could compete. He used me na second round. I think he started me nga some of the games pa eh. So, I had a bunch of good games nung second year na yun.
Okay.
Second
Interesting.
round pala.
Interesting. Those are very unorthodox drills.
Right?
If you will actually think about it.
Those kinds of drills.
Ano lang larong Pinoy, di ba?
Agawang buo lang eh, no?
Agawang buo.
Pero competitive, di ba? At least you get the competitive spirit with the team. Okay, actually, I wanted to ask you about one thing you mentioned Actually, you were talking about it with Jello and Jared when you guested sa standing room only. So shout out to those guys. Sabi mo you had a culture shock with the team kasi parang bawal mag-extra work.
Yeah.
Can you talk to us more about that? Kasi it's kind of interesting actually.
Yeah. So, me personally, high school pa lang, I had that work ethic na. So, I would be in practice before, an hour before, 2 hours. After, I would do the same. So, when I got to UP, my first training with UP, I was excited. Wow, first practice with UP. I was there, syempre excited, an hour and a half before. So I was doing dribbling drills, mga shooting drills na, and stuff like that. So nakita ko, parang mga 15 minutes away from the start of practice. Parang wala pong mga players. Usually, like, our rule, like, say, with Coach Alan, like, 30 minutes before, everyone should be ready na, even before the start. So, medyo sanay na ako sa ganong culture. When I got there, sobrang pawis na ako. Jael was doing extra work na, sila Jello. Siyempre, I knew them. Sila yung mga rookies. So, wala pa rin yung mga seniors. Like, some of the coaches were there, but usually they had meetings outside. And then, pag training time na, they would enter. Pero wala talaga. And then, the balls would arrive mga 10 minutes before the start of practice. So, I brought my own ball.
You had to bring your own. Oh.
So, yung mga ganun lang eh. Parang, nagulat ako, parang, okay. Interesting. Parang, I think I know why this team always loses. Kasi ang lakas some years ang lakas ng teams ng UP, like talent-wise.
Yeah, here's a talent.
Yeah, exactly, diba? Yan, sila Martin. Martinez, they had a good squad. And then after practice, we would do extra work. Tapos biglang si Papa Rod, shout out to Papa Rod if you guys know him. He was like parang yung classic na siya eh. Since 1986 champion team, siya na yung nag-aayos ng mga balls, ng mga water for the team. So until our first year, nandun pa rin siya. He would magbuwisto siya na sobrang haba. Tapos, okay na, kunin niyo na yung mga bola, uwian na kayo. Mga 5 minutes after practice. Paano, how are you gonna do extra work? I was like, okay, kaya pala. So, ako, Jarrell, and Jello, sila Paul din, parang we realized, we talked. Siyempre, we spend the most time together off the court. So, we would always tell na, pag tayo yung seniors, hindi tayo kupal na seniors, we would change the culture. We would parang lead by example. And luckily, it happened. Honestly, we didn't even tell people to do that.
Mm-hmm.
And then, nung season 81, you would see people 2 hours before nag-shooting na. After practice, 2 hours nag-shooting na. So parang that change from that point to season 81 where we made it to the final. Sobrang iba. So in terms of the culture, dun ako na-shock. So we really had to do something about it.
So you could say na just the switch of the culture na yun, it could have been a spark, di ba? Laking bagay.
Yeah. And also, like, syempre, with the help of Coach Bo.
In
Ateneo. So he knew what things to teach us and all that. And then with the help of the alumni, syempre, like, fixing the court, having nice facilities, having to lift, weights na hindi kinakalawang. Di ba? Well, it's a huge difference. Siyempre, gaganahan ka mag-weights kung hindi kinakalawang yung mga weights. Or siyempre, gaganahan ka mag-shooting if kahit umuulan, walang tulo sa court or walang mabutas yung court. I'm sure you guys nakapunta na kayo sa CHK before.
Yeah.
Yung mga court. So, you really had to... Kailangan mo iwasan yung mga butas na yun. Practice or else may injure ka eh.
Yung gym yung tawag daw, bronze gym, di ba?
Bronze gym.
Yung may gold gym sa Katipunan, sa CHK may bronze gym.
Bronze gym.
Sa amin.
Na-experience ko yun eh. Kasi nag-PE ako basketball dati.
Okay.
Tapos, yun. Parang alam ko may times na canceled yung classes namin kasi sobrang daming tulo dun sa court.
Diba?
So, wag na lang tayo mag-class kasi delikado, ganun.
Kung meron pa nga times na half court na kami magpa-practice eh.
Wow.
Kasi sobrang basa na nung kabilang side. So imagine that, diba? Like, it's just not a parang place you really wanna practice in. So kailangan mentally, you have to, parang pilitin mo yung sarili mo na to work hard and stuff.
So, yung rookie year mo, paano set up yun for practice? Was it twice a day or just once?
Well, for me personally, twice a day naman ako lagi. Pero
Okay.
team was always once. Parang once lang yun, I remember.
Yeah,
Pero we had meets before
Okay.
our training session and then
This was afternoon.
yeah, after.
How about nung kay Coach Renzi?
After walking from AIT to AS. For
Kay Coach Renzi naman?
we had twice. Alam ko twice a day. May skills kami in the morning. Then medyo nag-change na yung culture na.
Oo.
With Coach Joe Ward and Coach Renzi. So, nung summer, walang class. We started doing 2 a day. So, meaning, in the morning, we would do weights and conditioning. After, we would do skills. And then in the afternoon, team training. So, parang training camp style.
Yeah.
So,
actually, I was telling Jello and Jarrell nga na one thing I noticed when Coach Renzi came in was that parang yung discipline was already being instilled to you guys, to the team. So in a way, it was something I saw. I was just watching it on TV, but the way I saw how Coach Renzi was talking to you guys during huddles, during timeouts, parang sabi ko, okay to parang this could be the change of something sa team. Kasi nga, it's something really na, kasi at least I just played the juniors, pero coming from like a disciplined basketball program, I mean, that says a lot in terms of team dynamics, kumbaga. So when I noticed that, Coach Boris. When I noticed that kay Coach Renzi, sabi ko parang, may something here. Kaya when he left a year after, parang sayang. Kasi parang it could be a start of something new na di ba? Then again, Coach Bo came in. Talk to us how you felt when Coach Bo came in.
Well, ako personally, nagulat ako ba't nawala si Coach Renzi. Kasi I think parang you saw something in that season 78 yata eh. So we won the first 2 games. And then nagkaroon lang ng mga ng medyo coaching
Yeah, kwento nila Jello. Oo nga.
Kwento ba nila Jello?
Parang hindi nila alam sino susundin.
Yun. So that year, si Coach Renzi was like the head coach. Si Coach Jody, actually di namin talaga alam kung sino. Coach Renzi, and then Coach Joe. Coach Alan was like, si Coach Alan nag-step back na parang he didn't want to, so he parang took his role as assistant coach. I don't want any mess. So si Coach Joe and Coach Renzi yung medyo nag-clash. So me, as a point guard, I'm sure Jairl told you guys this story. Ako, my personal story, I think we were against LaSalle. I think kaya namin manalo ng game na yun. Like a minute left, we had to make a basket. So Coach Renzi calls a timeout. He would draw up a play. So I was like, okay, let's execute this. Go out of the huddle. Coach Joe pulls me. So, just run a pick and roll. Pick and roll na lang kayo ni, Shek Kone. Do a pick and roll, do your thing, parang execute. So for me, we just ran a play, timeout, and then you tell me to run a different pick and roll play.
Yeah.
And then si Coach Alan was like, Jegs, just do your thing, like, kaya mo na yan. Like, so imagine like 3 different outputs, like, as a point guard, what would you follow?
In one timeout.
In one timeout. So, sundin mo. And Diba? Parang that was, medyo hindi lang ideal yung
Yep.
situation na yun. Pero that year, parang we kind of had experience winning in some way, kahit 3 wins lang kami nun. Pero we saw the potential of the UP community when we
Oh.
won the first 2 games.
Mhm.
Diba, nag 2-0 kami ng
Yeah.
game na yun.
Mm.
And then our third game, MOA was full against UST. So, parang I was like, wow, this is possible. Pero after yun, we lost like 8 straight games na wala ulit. So, parang I was like, But we saw something in there. So, luckily, Coach Bo knew what to do. And then, ako personally, I knew Coach Bo was gonna help the team kasi, you know, he had experience in the PBA, Ateneo. Yeah, so...
And this loss to UST, ito yung ano niya, di ba? After that loss, ito na Jalen Jarrell. This was the worst practice you guys had ever.
I actually, nag-pass out ulit ako nung practice na yun. Because, after that UST game, sobrang galit si Coach Renzi. Parang, it's like, di pa kayo ready manalo against, like, you know, mga seniors, sila Ed Dakiwag, Kevin Fair, senior years na nila yun eh. So, then ako, parang, I was in my second year, medyo young team kami na. Di pa kayo ready, ganyan. So, we started the practice of sprints. Sprints lang ng sprints, ganyan, then scrimmage, compete, after ng sprints ulit. And it was like 11 p.m. Weekend, Saturday. So, parang our practice was like 10 to 3. Mga ganun, 4 hours or 5 hours yata practice namin.
So I think you had video daw before pa, di ba?
Yeah,
Video,
nag-film pa kami.
the whole game.
Yeah.
As in from
Like,
tip off to...
Spliced, not even edited. Like, full it. Tapos, that's sa sprint session after practice. Medyo competitive ako. I didn't want people to... I mean, normal naman yun in high school, di ba? Ayaw mo maunahan sa sprints and stuff like. I was really pushing myself until one time, sobrang init na. I passed out, like, nag-collapse ako. I had to go to the infirmary, yung sa clinic there. Tapos, then wala pa kaming, parang water was ubos na eh. Kasi 5 hours, maubos mo talaga yung tubig. So,
na-refill.
Never na yung mangyari. I
practice.
don't think that's gonna happen this year or like in the next 10 years in the UP men's basketball. Hindi mangyayari ever. Kasi ngayon, puro Gatorade, cold water, you know, like.
PL, baka you have questions for Diego?
No, ako siguro yung yung sa experience mo sa Philippine team. Kasi 'di ba nung 2014 nag-compete kayo sa FIBA. Tapos parang ka-bracket nyo ata yung USA noon eh, 'di ba?
Yeah. Oo. Sila
Jason Tatum.
Yeah. Ferguson. Sino ba? Sila... I think there were like a bunch, mga 4 NBA guys, active NBA guys.
Yeah. You were with Paul, di ba? Was it? Yeah, tama.
Yeah, I was with Paul. So,
how was that experience? You were under coach who?
Jamaica.
Coach Jamaica.
So, quick story about Paul lang. Yung sa national team. When we were trying out, we were like 300, 200, parang ganun. And then Coach Jamaica says, okay, everyone is, nung mga medyo last cut na, mga 50 na lang kami, Coach Jamaica says, okay, 11 spots na lang yung pinapaglabanan nyo. There's this guy from Cebu na sure in na, shoe in, na, so 11 na lang kayo. We're like, what? We didn't even see this guy yet. Tapos sure in na. And then, nung final cut na, so we saw the top 15-man lineup for the team. Paul comes in. So we did mga drills. Siyempre, sa start ng practice, puro drills, diba? So we do shooting, dribbling. Walang shooting si Paul sobra, as in, no shooting. That time, wala pa siyang shooting. If you guys notice naman yung paglaro niya nun, like, aggressive drive, ganun, diba? Walang shooting. So we're like, what? Ito yung shoe-in. Like, why is this guy shoe-in? Parang, couldn't even do the mga dribbling drills and the shoot. When we started scrimmaging, grabe, you just bump everyone off. Sobrang lakas, like, dominate talaga. So, okay. Kaya pala.
Pero was he big then? Malaki na ba siya nun, si Paul? Was he already like...
Like, yung build niya ngayon.
Yeah, oo.
Ganun na. Ganun na.
Yeah.
Pero actually kami, mga papayat namin siya. Galing Cebu na ang laki na agad. Diba? So, parang, we're like, okay, gets na namin, but siya shoe-in. So, anyway, back to the experience with the FIBA. Si Paul actually defended a lot of NBA guys. Si Rui Hachimura, he was scoring like 30 points a game ng FIBA Asia. Coach Jamike told him to defend Rui. I think sila ni Mike Nieto yung parang palitan. He had 8 points lang RG. All the other games 30 points siya. Philippines 8 points lang. Parang may isa pang guy na magaling. So triangle and 2 kami. Si Paul like inasawa niya talaga. Sometimes kinukurot pa niya, ginaganon niya. Kinukurot niya or like parang napalo niya sa puwet, ganun. So di niya like Rui didn't know what to do. There was one time Rui just stood up sa half court. Ayaw niya na maglaro kasi like nandun lang si Paul. So
Paul
parang
was all over him.
yeah, I knew what kind of player Paul was that time. Like he would do anything to win a game talaga. So sobrang respect ako kay Paul.
So if you like tell Paul to like be a defensive player, he can pala.
Yeah,
I mean, like he really can.
He would do it.
Wow.
Could take over it anyway.
What? Sorry.
Ano, Toby?
Could take over in any way. Defensively, offensively.
Yeah. And
Good
if
playmaking,
bad shooting night siya, he would let's say do it on the defensive side or he would tell you to shoot the ball when ibibigay niya sa'yo. So he was that kind of player talaga.
Yeah.
Props to Paul.
Okay. Since you mentioned season 81 already, nakuwento rin naman nila Jelon Jarrell yung shift, the start of that shift when you guys met nung as seniors nung time na yan. Pero pinatuloy ko lang naman nun. Sa Frankie sila So feeling ko yung
Frankies kami.
yung pitaan. Pero on your end, what was something na kumbaga, was it you who led? Hindi ko malala kung sino yung nag-spearhead nung meeting na yun. Pero as a senior, tell us naman your side of the story.
After I'm not sure if after it was the Ateneo game or Adamson game, na parang tambak kami. Tinambakan kami. And then we were like 3-5 that time. So we had to figure out something. So something was not working. So me, Jarrell, and Jello, we made this group. I think Viber. So we told in-add namin lahat ng seniors na we had to do something about it. Ano ang gusto niyo gawin? So mag-meet kami sa Frankies and all that. So detail-wise, like X's and O's, parang we had like different opinions. Na that time we were always going from the point guards, parang from the guard action going inside to Bright. So it was outside in. Ganun yung nakikita namin na ginagawa namin. And it wasn't really working kasi nababasa siguro ng other teams and all that. So parang we remember Coach Ricky having different plays na it's going from inside to outside. So parang from Bright to the other players and then we attack from there. So yun yung biggest change, and the biggest change was one coming off the bench.
Doon napunta yun. Okay.
Kasi, well, I think it was Coach Bo's decision din. And props to one for accepting that. Pero, parang we were telling na nag-aagawan sa bola yung sa first five, especially one Paul. June was there na, diba? Tapos si Bright pa. So, parang hindi na ma-maximize yung talent nung apat. Kasi they would have to share it, right?
Yeah.
So, what happened was, Jan Haboneta came into the first five. Kasi, comfortable siya with Paul and June. Coming from, Cebu, diba?
Yeah.
So, confident sila. They know how to communicate on the court. And then, si Bright. One would come off the bench. Kasama ako, Javi, like,
who else?
Jello.
Gerson,
mga ganun. So, kami naman, we know how to play with each other. High school pa lang, we know. So if you notice, parang the connection ng second round, it was so ganda, diba? The way we played, it was so nice.
Yes.
Parang after the first second five still played well. We played defense and stuff like that. So parang from that point on, galing ng seniors like the way they thought that, and then we talked to Coach Ricky first. I'm sure sinabi sa inyo na dyan.
Oh.
Talked to Coach Ricky
May choice
first.
coaches, yeah.
Yeah, and then Coach Ricky said, diretso na kay Coach Bo. So we talked to Coach Bo. And then, yun.
Yeah. Actually, that's one thing na I really admired sa coaches nyo during that time. Kasi as I was telling Jello and Jarrell, not many coaches would really listen to their players when it comes to tactics, di ba?
Some would, parang think pa nga disrespect yun.
Yeah, exactly. Sabihin nila, hindi ikaw mag-coach, gusto mo mag-coach, yan. Yun yung usual. And you guys having the guts to like talk about it and then pitching it to your coaching staff and them listening in turn really said a lot. And the rest is history for season 81. Actually, I keep on telling Enzo, Toby, and Piel na whenever I watch yung kahit yung Final Four nyo lang with Adamson, comparing it to the team ng season 82, talagang iba yung galaw ng team nyo eh. At for some reason, may iba.
Yeah, it's sobrang
gana, yung ano.
Sobrang visible din nun. Yung chemistry. Chemistry nga nung second string.
Kaya when we were watching most of the games nung season 82, parang kami ni Enzo, when we were doing the reviews after the game, parang we were really frustrated at some point. Kaya kasi we knew how the team would really work nung 81.
Yeah.
So it's really different nung 82. Kaya whenever nagre-replay sa ABS-CBN yung games sa at least yung Final Four, talagang pansin mo yung difference in terms of the dynamics.
The biggest difference was we knew our roles.
Yeah.
Everyone knew each role. Parang even one, alam niya pag fourth quarter, give it to Paul. Even if he has 30 points, Paul has 8 points, 2 out of 11. One would give it to Paul. Si Jello was really a leader that time. Kahit di siya masyado nagagamit, he was on the bench. But every time out, he would tell everyone na, okay, where are we going? Sinong mismatch?
Yeah.
Jello would, si Bright, medyo siya eh. Medyo alpha si Bright, diba? But Bright would listen to Papa Jello. Papa Jello tawag niya. So Bright would listen to Jello if Bright's not sprinting back. May times na ganun, napapagod si Bright. If Bright isn't, boxing out, trying to get the rebound, Jello would put him accountable. So, medyo, hindi masyado appreciated yung part na yun kasi di naman nakita ng tao yun. But Jello was really a great leader. Very focused.
Tagising kay Bright, kumbaga.
Yeah, parang he's the glue guy.
Yeah.
Even other people. Si Paul would listen to Jello. Like, parang Paul, parang kahit si Paul, he has respect kay Jello kasi Jello's a smart player eh.
Yes.
Diba, hindi masyado athletic because of his injuries before, but he's a very smart player. And then, we knew our roles. Like, let's say, me and Juan, I know Juan wants to play point guard. So, if you guys notice, medyo bababa ko lang yung bola, I give it to Juan, he'd call the play.
Mm-hmm.
I would do spot up. Spot up lang ako. Like, when my guy would help, I would shoot the 3 or pull up, mga ganun lang.
Yeah, yep.
So, ako, I wanted to be a point guard because I know PBA point guard ako. Pero, that's the way na mag-work eh. That's the way na we're gonna win.
Yes.
Then, ano pa ba? Like,
it worked.
I think yun din yung biggest na we had a lot of spot-up shooters. Season 82, if you notice, a lot of talent. Richie, Juan, June, Bright, Kobe. But these guys create a lot. They're creators. They drive the ball. They make plays. But if you notice, si Juan lang siguro yung parang pwedeng maging spot up. Pero why would you do that to Juan, right?
Yeah.
He carried us 34 points game 2 against Adamson. Like, I don't think he's just a spot up shooter.
True. Yeah. That's
So,
one thing that we're missing.
For me, that's the biggest difference, role and spreading the floor. Because imagine if you have shooters against, like, with Kobe on the floor, how would you guard that?
Yeah.
How would you guard Kobe driving tas you have 4 shooters? Or like Richie driving with... Because nangyayari when they drive, lahat ng defense nasa kanila na eh.
Yep.
And then pag kick out, let's say Kobe, kick out Richie. Create ulit.
Yes.
It's not parang inside out. It's inside out, then inside ulit. Like, so...
Hindi siya drive and kick out eh. It's drive and kick out and drive.
So, nothing against that team,
Yeah.
pero
Of course.
They were
of course.
really talented. They were really talented.
Yes.
Kailangan lang siguro more cohesiveness and parang siguro walang Jello Vito ng year na yan.
Yan, no.
Yan.
Sige, Toby,
I
you were saying?
have a question. Yeah. How beneficial was it to you na as a guard you had an Alex Kapag?
Yan, tatanong ko na eh.
Yeah, was he hands-on?
Yeah, super hands-on. Siyempre pag season nila, medyo di siya nakakapunta ng practice. Pero when he would go to practice, big impact lagi. Me, I would do extra work with him, skills-wise. Every time he's there. Nakakapagod yung mga drills niya. And then he would always tell me na, you're doing all these drills, pero if sa game di mo gagawin, if you're gonna be scared or if you're just gonna pass the ball, na magiging passive ka, parang sayang lang yung extra work mo. So if you guys notice, second round, I was kind of more aggressive na nung season.
Okay.
If you guys notice, diba, it started nung,
Yeah.
I think the UE game though. Yeah, we won against UE second round. Parang I had parang 15 points ata that.
Wow. Mhm.
Then from that point on, parang medyo nagagamit na ako ni Coach Bo. Kasi I wasn't really getting a lot of minutes nung first round eh. Kasi ang daming guards.
Yeah.
And then Coach Bo parang found a way to put me in. Parang energy off the bench. Parang naging ganun yung role ko eh.
Mhm.
So Coach Alex was a big part of that kasi he would just say, just shoot the ball if you're open. Because you work on it. And then, yung sa Adamson, he would, syempre, mga PBA, reads na yung mga tinuturo niya sa amin na, okay, if Adamson does this is a great counter. It wasn't even plays, it was just reads of, let's say, mag-hard show yung Adamson, this guy will be open. Or,
Of the pick and roll. Pick and roll to.
will be open. Oh, parang, he knew what's gonna happen. So, nung game, pag nangyayari yung mga defenses ng Adamson, we know where to pass. If you guys notice, kahit nagpe-press yung Adamson nung playoffs na yun, never kami nag-turn over sa mga press nila.
Oo nga, no?
Oh.
Parang we knew where the double was gonna come. Never nangyari yung parang nag-rattle kami, they had like an 8-0 run na cause of their press. So there was a point na di na sila nag-press.
Oo.
Game 2, they didn't run, di na sila nag-press. Half court na lang. So Coach Alex was also a big part of that. Siyempre, Coach Ricky, yung mga press break niya, siyempre, that helped a lot din.
Actually, that A defense ng Pumaren press is actually really easy lang naman to break it. You just have to clear out. Then,
Yeah, and
wala
just-
kayong wala nang press yun. Pag nag-clear out kayo, yun na yun.
Yeah. Just
Ah,
in the middle, just don't go to the sides.
exactly. Kasi pag nagpunta na side, tapos mag-spin ka, double ka agad.
Like,
So,
I'm sure you guys did that in Zobel.
yep.
Coach Boris used
That's
to
how easy it is to break.
papaluin
Good.
niya yung sisipain niya yung chair or sisirain.
You know the stories. That's how it is. Okay. Well, you mentioned na Coach Alex na with the PBA and all. I think you guys already matched up during a game.
Yeah.
How was that? Kayo ni Paul ba? Kayo ni Paul din ata, di ba? How was that?
So, it was special kasi parang he started with us 2016, so college pa lang he was teaching us na, and then now we're gonna play against him. Tapos, so me, I was trying to pressure him up. So kind of actually working. I almost told the boy. I think I got the steal from him one time. Ganyan. Tapos, still tried to pressure him and all that. And then, parang there was a switch. Parang di na siya Coach Alex eh. Biglang naging, parang he didn't know me na after that, nung na-steal ko yung ball. Parang di na siya nagsasmile, ganun. So, he would isolate na lang siya sa akin. And then he scored like parang 8 straight points. Siyempre, top mo ako. With the buzzer beater pa. Na parang, I played good defense, shot fake, stay up lang ako, hands up. I didn't jump. He shot it over me pa rin. Super good defense. Bank off the board, 3 pasok. Kasi,
How do you do that?
so, and then he told me parang, good job, good way to compete. Sabi niya, but I'm in my like 14th year in the first year in the PBA. So, parang, say, okay. But it was a special moment.
That was your pangilang game mo sa PBA yun? I think it was early in your career.
Around 5th, 6th game.
Okay. So it's still a very like nice moment to have.
Yeah.
Sige Enzo, I have questions for Diego. Baka meron ka dyan.
Siguro yung ang naalala ko one of the most memorable games sa akin sa season 81, yung tinambangan kayo na Adamson nung, I think round 1 yun. You were down 26 points.
Yes.
Sumabol kayo. Made it a 4-point game. Ano nangyari? What was the mindset like in the team during that time na tambak
Did
kayo?
we win that game?
I think
No,
this was
you
the
lost.
mga anti-runner.
You lost that game, but you put up a very good fight in the
Ayun
end.
kay mga auntie.
Ito ata yung sa San Juan.
Oh, yeah. I know.
Oh.
So that game, we were really playing bad. As far as I remember, we were really playing bad. Nag-turnovers kami sa press ng Adamson. We weren't hitting shots. They were doing a great job against Bright. Doubling and Papi Sar was there. So, galing ng rotation, good game plan. And then, what we did was, we ran. So, we didn't call our sets, we ran. If you guys noticed season 81, that was our strength when we ran.
Mhm.
So we were the number one fast break points. So whole UAP we were the number one. Even scoring we were number one because of our pace. So how did that start? Through defense. So when we made stops, that's where we can run. So that's what happened that game. Kaya kami nakahabol. We were able to make stops and then use our talent on the fast break. Kasi usually it's hard to use your talent pag sa half court. It's either maging ISO game siya or usually get your shots half court off sets.
Mhm.
Pero pag fast break, you use your talent or like walang matchup eh. There's no set defense for a fast break. So that's where we were able to use our talent. Pero ano ba yung I forgot na kung ano nangyari yung sa last play. I think it a tie game and then Manganti shot the floor.
Yeah. Parang. Oo.
Parang
Yeah,
broken
tie
play.
Tie game.
I would think so. I would think parang yun yata.
All yun, all. And then, Papi Sar ata was supposed to get the shot. Tapos, off the board, may mga antigo.
Okay, ito I remember na. So, Papi Sar post up yata eh. Or parang it's a lob for Papi Sar. And then, Sean Manganti got the ball. Parang pahulog na siya fade away na binato niya na lang.
Yeah.
Diba? So, we were all, that game kasi, if we won that, parang medyo good record kami.
Yeah.
So, yun yung mga sinasabi ni Coach Bo. And when that happened, we were all like, parang what? Parang, wala na. From that point on, we knew we had to do something about our press. Now, we can't just do turnovers like that. Kasi, if the game was close the whole time, we could have won that game. Eh.
Yeah. Oh.
Bad start. Come back. It's really hard to play catch up. So, all these games really teach you lessons. Eh.
Yep.
Like different kinds of lessons. What you have to improve on. So for me, that's the beauty of basketball. Like every game, you can read something off it and just improve off it. So,
That is very true. Oh, actually, whether it's a win or a loss,
that's
get
true.
something from it, diba? And improve as a player. And I'm sure it was a different story when it came to the Final Four. Your strategies were different. I want to know what ang sabi kasi nila Jello, that Bright Akweti winning shot nung game 1 was a play na you guys were practicing the day before. Was that true?
That's true. That play was actually Coach Ronnie Magsanok's play.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
He would help us with offense, from time to time that time. But nung practice na yon, the day before that game, hindi namin ma-run perfectly.
What do you
We had a scout team eh. So, hindi nila alam kung ano yung play. Because if the scout team was our third team, it's hard to run that kasi we know where the ball is going, right?
Mm-hmm.
Pero hindi namin ma-run yung play kasi parang either the pass or the timing of the screen was off and parang we couldn't see the options now. Parang actually that play, hindi talaga kay Bright yun eh. Like, usually it goes off Paul dapat.
Okay.
But what happened in that game, syempre, they knew Paul was gonna hit a shot, diba? Atin to eh.
Mm-hmm.
So, si Simon Camacho, when Paul screened Simon Camacho, si Simon Camacho yung tao ni Brett. So, when Paul screened him, Simon Camacho tried to parang kala niya pupunta kay Paul yung ball, but it went to Brett. For me, that was the play of the season. Grabe yung pass ni Juan dun for me.
Yep.
Oo.
Yep.
It wasn't
That was-
even a lob pass. It was like a parang
Exactly.
it went through Simon Camacho's face pa nga or your hand.
Parang ang short nung bato eh, no?
Yes. That was actually what Jel was mentioning. Yung pagpasa ni Juan made so much difference for that pass. Kasi yun nga, dapat lob. Kasi he was all the way in half court, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
And Bright was all the way down to the slot sa post. So
Dapat medyo lob siya.
yeah, I mean that type of distance, diba, with that type of defense that you guys have, says a lot on the passer itself.
And someone was pressuring Juan pa, di ba?
Yep.
Diba?
So kumbaga naging decoy pala si Paul during that play.
Yes. Kasi actually that play, it was a regular set for us. Regular set play yun. So, but usually it goes to the guard, to Paul or like a point guard, and then magsi-screen si Bright, pick and roll na. So parang that's how the set really went. So it was just a misdirection.
Yeah. Oo. And for me, I actually got a good vantage point of that pass. I was on the lower box section sa corner sa side ni Juan, na inbounder. So, yung mismong trajectory ng pasa, kitang-kita ko.
Honestly, parang bad pass nga siya eh. It just went, parang it was just meant to be. Parang easy, ba? How do you even...
For some reason, it was uninterrupted. Di ba?
Yeah.
It just went
Usually topic
point A to point B.
Na-pass.
Yeah, wala.
I remember it was perfect kasi Simon Camacho, that was an alley-oop. So, nauna yung talon niya eh. Nauna yung talon niya, tapos si Bright, kaya kinuha niya sa kabila. Parang reverse pa ata yung...
On the part of Bright naman, grabe rin yung catch na yun.
Yeah,
Kasi
grabe rin.
If I was Bright, I would wait for the lob.
Yeah,
Diba? Pero when he saw the pass was kind of off, medyo nag-adjust din si Bright.
Kinuha niya eh.
Both ways, yeah.
He
And
met
Bright
the ball.
was playing bad that game pa. He had like 6 points lang that game.
Mhm.
Something like that.
Oh.
Pero biggest play of the game.
Again, yeah, it doesn't matter since he got the biggest shot of the game as well.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And the rest is history. We head on over to game 2. Sige, fine. Since you are part of that seniors team as well, let's talk about game 2. We already grilled Jarrell for letting Jerome Laciosa hit that game-tying shot. What else? You were part of that overtime period. Talk to us going through your head. You hit a big shot during that time. What was happening?
Wait lang, just to go back to Jael, honestly, like, after that game, I was like, if we didn't win this game, I don't think na I would ever parang like forget
You
that.
win yan.
Grabe, like he just had to foul Jerome Lastimosa para hindi 3 points. Pero anyway, back to game 2. So, what was that ba? Coach Bo put overtime. We were playing bad. I think they had a 6.
Yeah, they were up by
6-7. Something
yeah,
like that.
7 last 2 minutes or 3 minutes. And then me, I was locked in. Ako pag sa bench ako medyo locked in lang ako. Nung final 4 na actually yung mga crucial game, I was really locked in. I wasn't even feeling masyado kaba. Hindi ko rin na medyo na-notice yung crowd kasi I was trying to be in the moment. I would think of it after the game na kung sobrang dami yung crowd. So. Then Coach Bo put me in after a timeout kasi he wanted to go small ball. So 4 small, he wanted to go 4 small with me, JD, Paul, Juan, and Brett. So imagine 4 guards and Brett. If you
this
guys
was overtime. Overtime.
So if you guys notice that, kung like you guys really watch basketball, that was parang risky move on the part of Coach Bo.
Mm-hmm.
Kasi usually 2 bigs then 3 bigs.
Mm-hmm.
But it worked. I subbed in for June. June wasn't kind of playing well. Medyo napapagod na siya nung game na yun. And then the play, after that timeout, that's when I hit the shot. The parang
I think of the elbow, if not mistaken.
Pull-up jumper. So, that play was really for Juan. Pick and roll for Juan. But then, Lastimosa helped on him. And then he swung it back to me. So, dun mo rin makikita yung connection namin ni Juan. In practices and all the games. If hindi si Juan yung tao na yun, he wouldn't see me. So he passed me the ball cross court. Lastimosa went back to me. So I knew I didn't have the three kasi mabilis si Lastimosa. So I had to counter his close out. And for me, I've been working on that shot ever since. If you guys know, yung first year, second year ko, wala akong 3 points. Puro pull up lang ako nun, di ba? Like mid-range.
Yeah.
If you guys used to watch yung mga games.
Mid-range.
Puro mid-range lang ako nun. So, I knew when pagkatira ko, sabi ko, I can't miss this. It's the biggest game of my life. For sure, this is gonna go in. So, luckily, it went in. And then from that point on...
Yun yung parang humabol na kayo eh. Oh.
One stole the ball and one.
Yeah.
And then Bright, parang put back tie game out of nowhere. Then I super remember JD had a good pass to Paul.
Of the wing. Oh.
Same play of one to me, pero this one it's JD to Paul. Open three.
Wide open three.
Yeah.
For some reason, he was really wide open.
Yeah.
Yeah, parang si Simon Camacho nag-help yata kay Bright. So parang he was so open. So I knew Paul would knock that shot kasi he was missing all game. Impossible na he would miss that shot pa. So
Both averages na lang kumbaga.
yeah, true. That's true. Tapos, I don't know, paano ba nangyari? Was it the tie game when Paul hit the Atinto shot?
It's either that or...
You were leading by 1, then you led by 2 with the shot na yun.
Paul.
Tapos free throws. If I'm not
Free
mistaken.
throws.
Yeah, free throws.
Tapos nag-tie game.
Yep.
And then I remember this. Paul, ako yata yung nag-foul eh. Kasi,
you went for the steal ata.
ako yung na-foul. Parang Lastimosa fumbled the ball. I dove for the ball.
Yeah.
Tapos they called the foul. Foul, like I just got straight to the ball. So si Bright, nagko-complain ako sa ref. Bright like carried me sa goal.
Yeah, I remember.
You guys watch the replay, he just carried me.
Yeah.
Huwag ko na kausapin niya. And then, from that, we were up 1 yata, no? And then, the guy missed a free throw.
Yeah.
Sino ba yung Toby? Oh,
Spileta.
Yeah, that guy. Okay, if you guys watch that game, replay, overtime, he missed the first shot. But before that first shot, I was talking to him.
Okay. Okay.
Pala nagbintis.
Ano yung mga
Replay
sweet nothings na binigay mo sa kanya?
Replay niyo, I was whispering something to him. I was like, Phil-Am siya. I knew he was a Phil-Am. So I told him, bro, look at all these people watching you. If you miss this, you guys are gonna lose this game. Like, we have the ball back after this. We're gonna make the shot. Like, you're gonna lose this game. Imagine all these people watching you. Luckily, you missed the first shot. I think he made the second. I was like, yes! It worked! So, tie game lang. Paul said, okay to, tabla panalo.
Yep.
Last shot sa atin, pag nag-miss ako, tabla.
Tama.
Pagpasok, panalo tayo.
Yep.
So, the play, timeout si Coach Bo, give it to Paul, clear out alas kayo. Parang, wala palang timeout. He parang rebound yata or parang wala na kaming timeout nun eh. I think
Yeah, then he got the ball sa post.
So Paul got it, clear out niya kami. Even one was like, one gave it to Paul. He's like, it's going to Paul, I have 34 points, wala akong pa, bibigay ako kay Paul. This is your moment.
Yep.
And then that shot, yung shot ni Paul, he's been doing that ever since. Yung spin, fake, tapos jump shot. He's been doing that since our first year days. Kaya nung wala pa siyang shooting, go-to move ni Paul yan eh. If you guys watch his highlights, lagi. I love watching film kasi. So, I love watching mga tendencies ng teammates ko, ng mga opponents. He loves that spin, fake, jump shot. Like,
so it's like a semi-fade away na hindi mo masabi.
Yeah, parang patented shot na ni Paul yun. So, when he made that, sabi niya, nagpa-sub siya. Tabla panalo, nagpa-sub siya. Si JD yata went, basta nagpa-sub siya kasi he was so tired, he didn't want to play defense. So, it was just us. I think Jan yata pumasok. So, inbound, last possession of Adamson. Lastimosa got the shot. I got the ball. I was guarding him. I was like, I have to guard this guy. And then our rule was all switch. all switch. No matter kahit anong screen, switch kayo. And then yung tao ni JD nag-screen sa akin. So me, I knew the game plan. Sabi ko, switch na Jades. Di siya nag-switch. Eto Lastimosa, so clutch siya nung game na yun. Sabi ko, okay, I won't follow the game plan. Follow na ako kay Lastimosa. Para I challenge sa side. He missed, long rebound, I got the ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June throw it up in the air. Yep.
Throw it up.
Yeah, best moment of my life when I got it. Parang everything just went slow-mo na parang, yeah.
Everyone was freaking crying. Everyone was hugging each other.
Yeah. Parang championship.
We were way up in the freaking Genad area. Enzo was there sa may lower
How
box
was
as well.
Paano nakuha nito? Was it hard?
Nasa ano ko nun? Nasa law school ako nun.
Sa game 1 ka nanood. Tama ba? Hindi.
Hindi,
Finals yun. Finals yun.
Tayo film magkasama nun. Pumunta tayo, walang tigil.
Yes.
No Adamson game, lahat ng classes tumigil. Ano to, law school to Tumigil lahat ng classes. Lahat ng students yata nandun sa common area watching the game.
Grabe,
Tapos sobrang ingay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Grabe, like, I didn't even know the impact of that game after. Nalaman ko na lang after. Kasi nga, what I said to Bob, I try to lock in sa games. After, grabe, like, Twitter, Los Baños going crazy, UP, Mindanao, Baguio, like,
Everyone was in it. As I mentioned early the other episode, nung game 1, I went to Omoa without any ticket. Then I just got one from my former teammate for free. So I got to watch the lower box. So I was really lucky. Same thing naman kami ni Toby nung game 2, which went there, then got tickets for, hindi ko alala kung saan tayo nakuha. Basta we got...
Twitter tayo na.
So that was the time then. I mean...
Yeah.
Who would have thought people would really freaking line up for UP tickets, diba? Crazy. Okay. It's been more than an hour na pala. Okay. Sorry, Jegs. Sobrang saya nung natin. Diba? Hopefully, we can have you back with Sam, siguro, or whoever, one of your teammates, para natin pa ulit.
Yesterday, I was just with one. We were just hanging out. I wasn't able to say to you guys.
Hopefully, we get to have Juan as well here. Para, I'm sure he has so much to talk about. Kayo ba, Zo, Toby, have questions pa for Jegs?
Good.
Very good. So, yeah, Jegs,
Yep.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you,
bro.
We learned so much. Pero before we let you go, just find a final message to the UP fans, to the UP community. I'm sure they'd love to hear from you. Go ahead.
To the UP fans, just want to take this opportunity again to thank you guys, for supporting the team when we were there, when we were losing, and then when we, started winning. Thank you guys for all the support. Really appreciate you guys, and hope you guys are safe and healthy during these times. Wear a mask, social distancing, and all that. Please stay safe, and then we'll see you soon. See you in the UAP games.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Actually, di ba, usually pinata namin sa previous players yung kung ano missing sa team natin for that, what's missing for the championship. Pero si Diego actually answered that already when he was mentioning that thing when we were comparing it 81 to 82, the difference between both teams. So there you have it. I mean, again, Jegs, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Experience.
Stay safe.
Again, this has been Maroon Talk. Maraming salamat, everyone. UP fight.
Thank you.
Peace.
Fight! Keep it going, guys. Let me know if you guys need more invites. I'll try to
man.
message them then.
Sure.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay, bro. Thank you so much. Stay safe.
Yeah.
Peace.